Kevin Smith burst onto the movie scene back in the mid-90s, and he stayed put as one of the most recognizable and original voices in film. But now he is reimagining one of the most beloved characters in TV and in the toy biz. Do the fans like it? Are they gonna love it? Because, you know, superhero fans. We're gonna find out tonight because Kevin Smith is here for the hour on Banfield. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. You know him best as the writer and director of hit films like Clerks and Mallrats and Chasing Amy, but his media empire now reaches well beyond just the movies. He's got a new Netflix show, and it is a return of the legendary animated character He-Man. He also has a new book and a new movie and a podcast theater. What is that, you ask? I'm going to tell you because it just opened up. Please welcome the extraordinarily busy and very funny Kevin Smith. Hey, Kevin.
I loved watching that little montage. It's like my life flashing before my eyes. I had a heart attack 3 years ago and almost died. That's exactly what it looked like. A series of images of me and my family and the movie sets that I've sat on. And you watch me go from this size to this size. It's pretty impressive.
Well, I wasn't going to start with your heart attack, but since you mentioned it, holy smokes, do you ever look good? I hate to say the heart attack might have done really well for you, but it seems you've just slimmed down, you've gotten more healthy, and you seem to be even more productive than you ever were.
Yeah, honestly, best thing that ever happened to me. It saved my life, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, what was going on would have eventually taken me out if it didn't take me out that night. But as they got me into the room, the doctor fed up my femoral artery. They kind of run that tube so they go look into your heart and stuff like that. Puncture into your groin. It's the weirdest thing. And go up your femoral artery. He's like, yeah, I found it. He's going, it's 100% occlusion, your LAD. And I was like, what is that? I don't know what any of that means. And he was like, that means you've got full blockage in the big artery that goes across your heart. So we got to do something pretty quickly and stuff. And I'm going to put a stent in there. I was like, oh, he goes, do you know what a stent is? I said, yeah, my mom's got a stent in her heart. And he goes, wait, do you have a history of heart problems in your family? And I was like, no, my mother just has a stent in her heart. And my father died of a massive heart attack at age 67. He's like, all right, we got to go very fast. He said, but kind of heart attack you're having right now. He's going, got a name for it. And I think you'd like it because you love comic books. It's called The Widowmaker. And I was like, why? As if you got to ask that question. Then he was like, because in 80% of the cases where the patient has what you have, 100% blockage, the patient always dies. He's going, well, you're going to be in the 20% because I'm good at my job. And he disappeared into my crotch and he made magic, kept me alive.
Can I use that line that, well, I can't even repeat it, but it is awfully funny. I'm gonna stash that away for later, Kevin. So, you know, you're a young guy. You know, with an August 2 birthday, turning 51. Bummer you had your 50th during pandemic. I don't know if you were able to celebrate, but that shouldn't have happened to you. And yet, look at you. Does anybody even recognize you anymore?
Yeah, oh yeah. Believe me, they're not like, who are you? They're just like, you're just kind of a scrawnier version of yourself. Some people get like real weird where they're like, you lost too much weight, man. It looks weird. Put it back. And I'm like, well, I didn't lose it for you. I didn't even lose it for me. I lost it so that I could stay alive. This isn't a cosmetic or aesthetic thing. It's more about staying alive. I went vegan right after the heart attacks. My kid was like, please, Dad, please, like go vegan. She'd been a vegan for 3 years prior to me. And I kept seeing how difficult it was, where I was like, oh my Lord, there's so many things you can't eat. Your menu is so limited and stuff. But, you know, after the heart attack, she seemed pretty scared. So I was like, look, in a world where, you know, this is the worst thing that ever happened to my kid. She's a real first world kid. I said, I will try your veganism. I'll give it a shot, man, for like, you know, I figure I can do it for at least 2 months because, you know, I've led my life the way I wanted to for 47 years and it almost killed me. So let me try this veganism thing for 2 months. And that was 3 years ago. So I've been vegan, strict vegan ever since. Now, when I say strict vegan, some people are like, oh, you eat kumquats? No, I don't. I hate vegetables. So I'll find things that I can eat like pinto beans, hummus, peanut butter, stuff like that. All potatoes, anything that I can eat in the realm of vegetables that I could still kind of stomach and stay within the parameters of being vegan. So my kid is very ethical vegan because she's a big animal lover and stuff. I went vegan to save my life. When you tell people you're vegan, a lot of them get real pissy. So they don't like that. They're like, well, now I'm eating twice as much meat, which has nothing to do with it. But I tend to tell them, like, I didn't do this because I'm woke. I did this because I want to stay awake, because I almost literally died. But that being said, there's nothing wrong with consideration for the animals.
And we were showing some pictures of the before and after. It's pretty remarkable. But in some of those before pictures, there was little Harley Quinn, and that's the name of your daughter, named after the Batman villain. And I think you're doing a podcast with her about the vegan diet, etc. But what's it like working with your daughter and on a topic that's pretty new to you?
Absolute bliss. She wanted to start it over the course of the pandemic. I do a lot of podcasts. I've been podcasting since like 2007. But the kid, was like, I want to do a vegan podcast. I can't find one that I like to listen to. So we started Vegan Abattoir. Doing anything with the kid work-wise, and when I say work, it's a real loose term, is an absolute delight, because it's getting to play with the kid again. Generally as a parent, you get one chance to play with your kid, and that's, when they're tiny and stuff. And then once they get to school level, they don't care about the parents. They want to be with their friends and stuff. So like you lose that opportunity to play with your kids. In my line of work, that's all we do. We just make pretend as adults. So the fact that the kid went into acting, that the kid's into podcasting, that she's into the arts, like really kind of allowed me a second bite at the apple, so to speak, where I'm like, oh, we get to play again like we did when you were a kid, man. And now it ain't weird because we both get paid to do it in the field of entertainment. So I love working with her. The last movie we did, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, she was like the third lead. And then she went off and did a TV show called Cruel Summer. She don't need me anymore. The show was a hit. So she's off doing non-Kevin Smith things.
Well, and she's got the coolest name, of anyone, and I'm sure she's so thankful that you gave her Harley Quinn. But we were just showing pictures as you were talking about your daughter and the podcast of the Smodcasting Theater. And I had to sort of do a double read on it, Kevin, because I'd never heard of Smodcasting, and I certainly hadn't heard of a theater for podcasting. But correct me if I'm wrong. It's people come into a theater and they watch a podcast being made, and it's a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a thing a decade ago. We had one in Los Angeles. We opened Smodcastle on Santa Monica Boulevard, and that's where Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, the podcast I do with Jay, Hollywood Babylon, a podcast I do with my friend Ralph Garman, they were born. And we tour the world with those podcasts. They've been everywhere around the world and stuff. So it was 10 years ago we did in Los Angeles. Then I figured, like, here we are 10 years later. We're in the area all summer long here, like in New Jersey. And Smodcastle is literally 4 doors down from Quick Stop, the convenience store from Clerks. So I figured, like, the creative ley lines under that building must be very powerful because they birthed Clerks. So I was like, what if we put a Smodcastle here and started doing live podcasts, creating things? And we did a grand opening last weekend and already invented like 2 new podcasts, which we know are actually going to go on and keep playing and stuff. So it's kind of like a lab, a talking lab where, you could do comedy, you could do music, you could do whatever. Little black box theater. And so far, so good. It being right next to Quick Stop, the benefit is like you could go buy, your drinks and your candy at Quick Stop, and then you come watch a show right there at Smodcastle. So it's kind of surreal because it's almost like walking into the movie for a moment.
Your fans would punch me through the camera lens if I didn't ask this next question, because we were just showing, clips from the most incredible movie ever made, Clerks. And like you said, the Smodcastle's just down the street from the original, Quickie Mart. And they would all want to know if you're going to remake it. Are you going to remake it?
I would never remake Clerks. It's like a magic trick you do once in your life and stuff. But we have sequelized it, and we did a Clerks 2. And I've been trying to build a Clerks 3 for the last couple of years and stuff. Hopefully, we're very close to that. Hopefully that winds up happening. But yeah, I love my characters from that world. The characters in Clerks literally gave me everything I have today. So for me, that's not like, oh, I did that and that's done. I think the characters are vital. The way that Michael Apted used the 7 Up film, 7 Up, 14 Up, 21 Up, to like kind of track the lives of kids, or the way that Richard Linklater uses the before a sunrise and after sunset movies and stuff like that to kind of chronicle the growth of his characters. Clerks, I kind of get to do the same thing with. So there's a sequel 15 years after the original, and now we're about 16 years past that sequel. So now would be the time to do it. Fingers crossed we get to do it soon. But I would love to go back to the Quick Stop. It's so weird because when I worked at the Quick Stop, I never wanted to be there. Like, I was desperate to get out of that place. And now I just want to go back.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the nostalgia, there's a big deal when it comes to nostalgia. I think nostalgia is, first of all, really sells, you know, commercially, but then also maybe it's when you hit 50, or maybe when you have a heart attack, all of a sudden nostalgia is like really, really important for your sanity. But so real quickly, you know, from He-Man, there's just so much I want to ask you about, but it's hard to like sort of picture from Silent Bob all the way to He-Man. It's just such a progression of thinking. And I'm trying to figure out how you did all that, like how you went from your original thoughts of Clerks and all of your original works to what you're doing now, what you're releasing now, He-Man. Are you a different guy, or is it the same guy all the way along with just tweaks?
Same guy all the way along. I think what happens is, like, you start off as one thing. I started off wanting to be a filmmaker, and I got to do that early on, and I got to continue doing that. And that is you, the artist, making a piece of art, or, you know, what could be perceived as art. Some people perceive it as crap. But, like, you're making a film, it's an artist making a piece of art. At a certain point, because of the fan base, because we did so many events and Q&As, and because of, like, we're here at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, which is my comic book store, been open for over 20 years and stuff, we built this, like, very loyal audience, which kind of allowed me to not just be a filmmaker for a living. I'm literally myself for a living. So sometimes I'm doing, you know, live stage shows, comedy clubs, and Q&As. Sometimes I'm making movies. Sometimes I do TV shows. Sometimes now I'm doing animation. So I spin a lot of plates. And Masters of the Universe is right in the wheelhouse of the guy that made Mallrats, for heaven's sakes. You're talking about the guy who created the character of Brody, the character Jason Lee plays, who's like the pop culture, the saint of pop culture from the 90s. This show I grew up watching in the 80s. Now, you know, some people are like, you weren't a fan. In 1983, when I watched this show, and I was 12 going on 13 years old, people don't understand. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have cable TV. You literally watched anything that was on, particularly after school. So I watched every episode of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, even though I'd make fun of it because I'm like, they never stab each other. This is a show for babies. But they had Skeletor, who was like so badass, so metal, right? So years later, the good folks at Mattel, Rob David particularly, reaches out, and he loved a run of Daredevil that I had written, and Green Arrow, one for Marvel, one for DC Comics years ago. And he said, the way you treated the character with such reverence, man, and then you just added more to the story. We're looking to do a revitalization of the Masters of the Universe show, kind of a spiritual sequel to the old TV show that everybody remembers. And so he was like, you know, based on what you've done in the comics, I feel like you might be a good fit. And for me, I was like, wow, if you had come in and said, I want you to recreate this for the 21st century, reinvent He-Man, I would have been like, I'm not your guy. But he came in and literally said, make the next episode. And so the idea of our show, which is on Netflix on July 23rd, Masters of the Universe Revelation, is it's the next episode of the show from the 80s, but everyone can stab each other this time. We're just a little bit more grown up. There are stakes. My boss at Netflix, Ted Biaselli, was like, look, when I was growing up, I believed every episode that He-Man was going to get killed by Skeletor. He's going, then I grew up and I realized that was never going to be the case. He's gone, I'm just looking for that show again. Please give me the show I thought I was watching when I was a kid. And so that was our manifest. So they came to me and I was like, this sounds fun. And it has to be fun in order for me to step away from my stuff, particularly post-heart attack. Post-heart attack, I'm like, I ain't got time for anybody else's stuff. I got a lifetime worth of my own material to make and stuff, so get out of my way. So we were trying to put together Clerks 3, but at the same time, this opportunity with Masters of the Universe popped up, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I have forgotten more than most people know about the Masters of the Universe show. That could finally be put to good use. My mother used to make fun of me and be like, you're sitting around watching this cartoon again. When I got the job, I called up my mother. I was like, you know how much they're paying me to think about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe now? And that's all because I sat around watching. She's like, I know, Tiger, you were so smart to do what you did as a child. So it seemed like a fun adventure. Like, at the end of the day, if I'm going to put aside the stories I want to tell, and that's the only reason I got into this business, to tell my stories. But if I'm going to put it aside, it has to be for something super special. And this was absolutely it. And as much as I enjoyed it going into it, oh my Lord, Revelation has become one of my favorite things I've ever been involved with. On my tombstone, I think they'll be like, he made Clerks, and he was involved with a really good version of Masters of the Universe as well. It's not just me. I had a bunch of people. You could see a bunch of the writers there with me and whatnot. And I had the great help of the folks at Mattel, Rob David, my boss, and Ted Biaselli at Netflix, also my boss. Both of my bosses love Masters of the Universe more than most people, so we couldn't fail. And so it was so fun. We got an amazing cast. Mark Hamill coming out to be our Skeletor. Chris Wood is our He-Man and our Prince Adam. Sarah Michelle Gellar playing our Teela. Lena Headey playing our Evelyn. And the cast is absolutely phenomenal, man. And we got so lucky. Bear McCreary does our score. It sounds like a score good enough for a motion picture. So it's a, the whole time we were making it, I was like, we're making an adult cartoon. But then I saw Invincible on Amazon by Robert Kirkman. I was like, that's an adult cartoon. There's blood in it. This is just the Masters of the Universe people remember, but they're just grown up. There's stakes this time. People can and do die throughout it. But it's an epic series.
You said it. You said it. And when we come back after the break, Kevin, I wanted to ask you not only about the spoilers, so that'll give some people some time to shut the audio off, but also the toys and the business of toys when it comes to TV, movies, and comic books. Coming right back with Kevin Smith. We are back with dancing Kevin Smith, who's standing, maybe not accidentally, in Jay and Bob's Silent Stash. Should I get the name of the comic book store right? Jay and Bob's Silent Stash?
Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. Been around for, let's see, Secret Stash. Come in about 2 years. Next year is going to be 25th year of operation.
So I love that you're in the comic book store, because one of the topics I want to talk to you about, and I will get to it because we're not finished that toy conversation about the He-Man toys, is that you also have a book coming out called Kevin Smith's Secret Stash, the definitive visual history. And so I'm assuming that, it's kind of like the scrapbook of your life, but it looks like a comic book. Maybe let's have a quick chat about that, and then we'll get back to the toy talk.
Happily, yeah. That's a book that's coming out from Inside Editions this fall. Is absolutely gorgeous. Big old coffee table book. Chris Prince put it together. Had been trying to do it for a couple years, and they make these. Inside Edition makes the gorgeous coffee table books for kind of sci-fi movies, comic book movies, all pop culture oriented and stuff. So the books have been phenomenal, and when they were like, "We want to do one with you," I was honored, flattered. So it's basically covers my entire life and career. And I did about 25 hours of interviews with Chris, just sat there talking to him. So it's full of my narrative as well. So lots of pictures people haven't seen and content people haven't seen. And it's thick. Oh my Lord. You drop this book from maybe 2 flights up, kill a human being with it. It's lethal, this book.
Well, obviously, you've got a, pretty big body of work. I'm assuming the book is a little like that open that you said your whole life was flashing before your eyes, but it's all images and cool, like, artifacts, right? Like, you're putting some personal stuff in there.
Very much so. And the nice thing is, Chris, the author of the book, the guy who put it all together, my editor, he went out and behind my back asked a bunch of people that I've worked with to write testimonials for me and stuff. So like Affleck was asked to write 300 words and he did about 1,400. So they had to add it as a separate pull-out chapter and stuff. It is pretty nice. Seth did one as well. Jay, of course, wrote the foreword to the book. So it's not just me and my ramblings, but some people that I've worked with as well, kind of saying nice things about me. Post heart attack, no shortage of people to say nice things about you. It made the casting of Jay and Silent Bob reboot so easy, because we'd ask people like, do you want to come out to New Orleans and shoot our movie with us? And they'd be like, I don't know, New Orleans is kind of far. And we'd be like, you do remember I almost died, right? And they'd be like, all right, I'm coming.
Well, I can't. Yeah. I mean, listen, people said nice things about you, but I think they would have said nice things about you before the heart attack, too. I mean, if anybody slags you, it's probably just to be funny.
I don't know. I spent a lot of time on the internet, Ash, and let me tell you, those cats aren't just trying to be funny. Those cats feel it. There's some real hatred out there. And I'm an easy target to hate because I am the audience. The only difference is one day I was like, oh, I'm going to try to make a movie. And I did, and it worked out. So I went from sitting in the audience to being on the other side of the camera. But I still act like I'm in the audience because I'm a fan first. So, I see how I can be easy to dislike. But I always tell people online, even if you hate my guts, you could use that to fuel your own career. Because if you're like, he's an idiot, he's untalented, yet here I have a career. So I'm living proof that even the idiotic and the untalented can have a career. So that should be inspiration to those that hate my guts, who are like, well, if he can do it, I can do it too. So there's definitely some bile, but largely it's a lot of love out there. And honestly, I thought people liked me, but during the heart attack, it was like living at your own eulogy. I saw so many people writing about me, and we almost lost him and stuff. It was really quite touching. I was honestly, I felt like, oh I'm more well-liked than I ever imagined. So that was nice. It'll be good for a few more years of these movies. Then I could drop
Well,
dead.
listen, brother, do not get a job in cable news because the well of, Twitter heroes, who think that they can say anything and never face you with it is deep, and it is prolific. And you got to have reptile skin. So speaking of fun skins and crazy stuff, the toys, the business of toys when it comes to, movies like the He-Man series that you're putting out, I'm wondering if the whole thing is flipped. Do we now produce because the toy industry pushes towards the producing of films, or because when I was growing up, you didn't get a toy for months and months after a movie came out because somebody figured out, hey, maybe there's a market there.
Totally. But He-Man and the Masters of the Universe line have been the exception the whole time, because they were marketed as a toy line first and foremost, invented as a toy before there was even animation. They included comic books with the figures. And then later on, Mattel made a deal with Filmation, and they made that cartoon series. And the cartoon series expressly was to sell toys. So Masters of the Universe has a long history of, having crass marketing right there in the heart, in the belly of the beast. I mean, you see the commercial here. That's what it was like in the 80s. This company, they made $1 billion or more from the Masters of the Universe line at one point. So it's never completely gone away. There have been a few iterations over the years, including a very popular one in 2002 by Mike Young. But, the toys don't sell like they used to back in the day. Now they sell retro versions of the toys, and they're not selling them predominantly to kids as much as people my age who grew up with the toys, who then passed them on to their kids as well. So going into this series that we're doing for Mattel Television and for Netflix, since Mattel Television is the producer, you better believe they want to sell some toys. But that's not so much the driver here. The driver for Revelation was our boss at Netflix, Ted Biaselli, reached out to Mattel to be like, I want to do this version of the show where there are stakes. I want to do a kind of grown-up version of the cartoon. And based on that, Mattel was like, oh, all right, so maybe we'll make a new line of toys. So, even if our cartoon is insanely successful, I can't imagine we'll recreate the 80s magic that they enjoyed. I mean, $1 billion is a lot of money. But toys were never an afterthought with Masters of the Universe, except in our iteration of Revelation, because we didn't think going into it that it would result in a toy line, since the cartoon is, again, it's not grown up, there's no sex in it, but it's not, the original He-Man and the Masters of the Universe was aimed squarely at children. This is for those children who grew up, who will watch it with their children. But our toy line has been selling out like crazy all over Target and Walmart. So you can't find an Evelyn, you can't find a He-Man figure, you can't find a Tila figure, you can't find a Skeletor. There's one character, Skelegod, which I've seen in a few places because they haven't met that character yet and they don't know who he is. And it's also a premium figure. It's bigger than the rest, so it costs a little more. But it's been fascinating to watch the toy thing of it all.
I got to be honest, I see the pictures of the toys, and I keep getting the image of Steve Carell and the 40-year-old virgins who have them perfectly positioned all around their apartment in the wrapping.
Absolutely.
I have to take a break. Kevin, when we come back, I want to talk to you about what films you would like to see making a comeback, and what films and television shows would you never want to see again. So a couple of questions, and then also we've got viewer questions for you, all coming up. Back with Kevin Smith. So before the break, I said, think it through. There's a lot of junk on this, television and film universe, and there's some beautiful, material out there too. If you could pick sort of the stuff that you know of that you wish more people knew about, what would that be?
The stuff that, everyone seems to know about the stuff I know, like Ted Lasso is a massive feel-good show. If you've not seen that on Apple TV, if you're sleeping on that, I'm telling you, it will legit make you feel good about being a human being. The more sardonic side of a similar coin is my favorite show, I think, of the year, which is Hacks on HBO with Jean Smart. I think she just got nominated for an Emmy. Such an amazing show about people being funny and kind of people being broken as well. I would say don't sleep on those shows at all. Most people, of course, are well aware of The Boys. If they're not seeing it on Amazon, what a delightful treat that is as they break down the superhero genre that we're incredibly familiar with. But I can't imagine most people aren't watching the Disney Plus Marvel shows at this point. They just wrapped up Loki last night and kind of with it kicked open the doors of Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it was a very big deal. And those shows have been phenomenal, top notch. So much so that my wife, who doesn't really mess with the Marvel movies at all like I do, she watched WandaVision with me and then watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier and whatnot. And it's been delightful because there's the only thing better than watching the Marvel shows and movies is when you watch it with somebody who doesn't know anything about them, because then they're like, what's going on? You could pause and be like, let me tell you the story. And then you become part of the storytelling. It was something that we baked into intentionally our Masters of the Universe show. When in the writer's room, my point to everybody was let's just do what Marvel does, man. They reserve me my childhood stories that I love with a new recipe, and I keep eating it up. It's fantastic. I get to relive my childhood again. I said, so that's what we're doing with our show is absolute fan service. Everything you grew up with, it's all absolutely true. It's all in play. We're just kind of grow it up a little bit in terms of the storyline. So we took pages from their book.
I'm so glad that you gave me that list. Ted Lasso, Hacks, The Boys, and Loki, because I need a good list from a guy like you. And you don't have to go on for very long on this next question, but if you could do away with anything in the film or television universe, and you can say Geely, that's okay too, because I know you and Ben Affleck are friends, but would there be something out there you'd say, duh, I wish that had never hit the zeitgeist? Honestly, I can't think of I don't begrudge these kids at all. I just wish there'd been a little more truth in advertising. There's a show very popular for a little while called The Jersey Shore, and most people assumed that the people on that show were from the Jersey Shore. And there was one girl who was from the area, and the rest of those kids came from New York. So for years, I tried to do some good things out there in the world with Clerks and Mallrats, spreading the good word of New Jersey, an ambassador for New Jersey, if you will. And then a few years later, had to be no, we're not all gym tan laundry, I assure you. Those kids are not even from New Jersey and stuff. So I don't begrudge them their existence, but, I wish they would have been The Jersey Shore starring a bunch of New Yorkers. It would have been a little more truth in advertising. Love it. I secretly binged that show. I really did love it. Okay, when we come back after the break, just because you are who you are and you have such a great funny bone, we've got a little game that we're going to play with you, and it's called, and I got to cue up the sound effects. I hope this works. Kevin Smith has the power.
Oh,
Yeah, okay,
I'm ready for this.
It sort of sounds like a rainstorm. I meant for like a big flash of lightning and thunder.
Yeah, it's more of a thunderstorm than a crack of lightning, but I get the idea.
All right, we'll muddle through it after the break. We got some fun questions for Kevin Smith coming up. Welcome back. Kevin Smith is still with us. Okay, Kevin, in honor of your new show, He-Man, I want to play a game, and it's called Kevin Smith Has the Power. I'm going to give you a choice.
Look at that. There's graphics and everything.
Bravo,
that's impressive.
There are. We put some serious thought into this. The way the game works is we're going to give you a choice between two things, and you have the ultimate power to save only one of them. The other thing will have never existed. Make sense?
All right, fair enough. I like these
hard.
stakes. Let's do it.
Okay, this is going to be hard. You ready? Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars exists. Star Trek never does.
Wow. Okay, King Kong or Godzilla?
Well, King Kong is part of our American heritage, with all due respect to Godzilla, who, of course, comes from Japan. So I'm going to have to go American and say we stick with King Kong.
Okay, the term geek or the term nerd?
I say we keep geek and we can lose nerd. Nerd to me smells like Happy Days, you know, like the 70s TV show. Geek kind of covers everything.
It's very progressive. I think you're right. Okay, so the next one is The Godfather or Goodfellas?
Oof. You're actually going to make
That's
me
mean,
work
right?
on this one.
It's
Yeah,
really
that's
mean.
tough. Godfather's a classic, man, but I have seen it a number of times. Then again, I have seen Goodfellas a bunch too. Oof. Man, there's no good answer here. The people, I'm gonna really tick off half the population. You know what? Just because there are some dark laughs in it, some dark humor that runs through it, I say we keep Goodfellas and we get rid of Godfather 2. Please don't tell people I said that.
Okay, we just won't. We'll just pretend this never happened. But I'm with you on the Goodfellas.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, here's a really tough one. Comic book shops like the one you're in or movie theaters?
Well, I don't own a movie theater, so I'm going to go with comic book shops, ladies and gentlemen. We got to hold on to and preserve our brick and mortar comic book stores, man. They're a dying breed like the American buffalo.
Look
So,
at you.
yeah, movie theaters, they fight the good fight. They got help from like Chris Hemsworth and stuff like that. Comic book stores.
Underdog. Okay, last one. No, it's second last one. James Bond or Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones, no doubt. I'm really sounding very jingoistic and American, but like you got to remember, as much as I love James Bond, that was like my dad's hero, whereas Indiana Jones got to be my generation's hero. And you know, and he was American-made, man, minted by George Lucas and Steven Spielberg themselves, for heaven's sakes. I don't know Sir Ian Fleming, you know, but I do know those two American geniuses, cinematic geniuses. So definitely Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones.
And, you know, it spawned Han Solo, too. So, okay, this next one, speaking of Han Solo, Mark Hamill, a.k.a. Luke Skywalker, plays Skeletor in your show. He also famously did the voice for the Joker in Batman animated series. So your choice is Mark Hamill as the Joker or Mark Hamill as Skeletor.
Oh my! This is a true Sophie's choice right here. If I may overstate this incident, I mean, Mark as Joker serves my needs very well. Will continue to keep me employed, you know, on a future Masters of the Universe season, God willing. But you know, I named my daughter Harley Quinn. I love Batman the animated series, and you know, if it was only Luke Skywalker that I knew Mark from, I never would have thought him to play Skeletor. But I only thought of him for Skeletor because his voice work, particularly on Batman animated series, is so incredible. So even though it goes against my self-preservatory instincts, nostalgia and justice win out in this instance. And I say, Mark as Joker.
Oh, look
Please
at
don't
you.
tell.
Wow, okay.
Please don't tell Netflix I said that, because I might get fired for saying.
I will not show anyone this list that I have now. I'm going to ask if it can, be a second addendum into your book, the Kevin Smith's Secret Stash, the definitive visual history. I would like that to be in there. Okay, when we come back, I'm going to make it a lot easier for you. That was a tough one, but the viewers, your fans, oh man, they are super fans. They have a lot of really cool questions for you. So when we come back after the break, I'm going to let them ask you directly what they want to know about the fabulously talented Kevin Smith. I don't know if that's 80s or 90s music, but I thought that might get a head bob out of you. Okay, social media time. A lot of your fans have questions for you. Carrie L asks this question: Ben Affleck and J-Lo starred in your 2004 movie Jersey Girl. What do you think about them being back together?
I think it's awesome. It seems to be the case, right? I mean, I don't know that they confirmed it, but there's a lot of pictures that kind of indicate that they're back into each other. Absolutely lovely. When we were making that movie, that's when they first kind of got together. It was post Sheely, and they were crazy in love. And when you're around like crazy in love people, like, it just kind of lifts the mood all around, makes you try harder in your relationship. I would always tell them, I was like, you're making me look bad in front of my wife, dude. We can't all be buying like Bentleys and stuff. So they were just so sweet with each other, man. So wonderful. It's nice to see that life has allowed them to circle back to each other, because that relationship was as real as it gets. So, it's proving that it's so real that they're able to reconnect nearly 20 years later, which is so romantic. And they throw in the Hollywood aspect. It's kind of fun as well. It's like, oh my, this is like Richard Burton, Liz Taylor kind of thing.
Oh, nice. I love hearing that. I'm glad you're behind them. Okay, so David B asks this: which silent comedians influenced your character, Silent Bob? And I'll just throw in, if any. Maybe there weren't any silent comedians. Maybe there were.
Absolutely one. That would be Harpo Marx. That's why in Mallrats, Silent Bob pulls a zillion things out of his coat. It's not a gag that we took through most of the movies, but the coat is definitely straight out of Harpo. Yet another non-talking comedic figure who is way funnier than my character, to say the least. Any of my stuff is kind of taken right out of his playbook.
Oh man, that's so cool. I hadn't thought of Harpo with the jacket, but now it makes perfect sense. Okay, Kip S asks this question: what was the biggest change that you noticed after losing so much weight?
I looked younger, which at age, I was 47 when I had the heart attack and I dropped the weight. Suddenly I looked younger than I was. Even now, like, I'm gonna be 51 and I'm definitely don't look like a teenager anymore, but I look younger now than I do in that photo when I was directing a movie and I was far young. I was like 15 years ago. That photo is like 20 years ago. So like that was the real weird takeaway for me, was people were like, did you have work done? Like, what is it? Why do you look younger? And it's just, I guess the weight adds age. So when it came off.
How much was it? How many pounds? Do you know exactly how much?
Yeah. When I after the heart attack till now, I wound up losing like 95 pounds. So it was kind of, you could see it. There was a vast difference. And has been, that was the one thing that, this the benefit of like, hey, I can walk around. I'm not as tired. I breathe easier, stuff like that. My clothes look better. But the looking younger, that came at the right time. That was something like in my youth, if you had told me, hey, if you lose weight, you're going to look younger, I'd be like, well, I am young. But now that I'm in my 50s, man, like, you tell me I'm going to lose weight when I'm going to lose, I'll look young. If I lose weight, I'll chop it off.
Okay, Charles M., and I'm going to put two questions together. Charles M. and Ed P. ask this. Charles says, when is Moose Jaws coming out? And I'll follow it up with Ed P. saying, why are you so fascinated by Canada? Because if anybody doesn't know, Moose Jaw is actually a town in Canada not far from where I grew up.
Truly is. And Moose Jaws is the movie that we're trying to get to. We've been trying to make for a few years now. It's basically Jaws, but with a moose instead of a shark. And it's set, of course, up in Canada, so in Saskatchewan. So we've been trying to make that for a minute. It's an idea that everybody loves. Whenever you tell somebody, like, oh, that's hysterical. And then you're like, great, do you have any money? They're like, not for that. Never for that. So it's taken a little bit longer to find the budget for it, but we'll get there. In a world where we made Tusk, we will get around to Moose Jaws. And then the second question was, why Canada? I've always been a big Canada-phile. You know, obviously, I love Degrassi. I've been on Degrassi. The hockey is a big part of my life and always has been a big part of my work, rather. The you know, kids from SCTV populated my childhood. I think it had everything to do with when I was a boy, my parents took us on this road trip up to Niagara Falls. And when we got there, you know, they told us we're going to a different country. And I was like, in a car? What, are we going to fly? And we drove up to our neighbors to the north. And when we got there, everything was the exact same as it was in America, except just a little bit different. Like the cops wore red instead of blue, and they didn't, you know, ride in cars. They had horses. And there were stores that seemed like they were made up stores that you'd see in a movie or something like that, like Roots. Never heard of that before. So everything about it just seemed like you were walking into a movie. But the best part was we went to Niagara Falls, and we're on the Canadian side. And there was a big wall full of Canadian daredevils who had put themselves into barrels to go over the falls and died in doing so. So as a 5-year-old kid, you're standing before a wall of all these like dead Canadians who literally just killed themselves in barrels to see if they could go over the falls. That appeals to a child. Like, to me, I was like, this is a land of daredevils, man. They're all Evel Knievel up here, man. This beats America by far. So I've always been a big fan of Canada. It's seeped into the work, so much so that Alanis Morissette played our God in Dogma. And people are like, why did you cast Alanis Morissette as God? And I was like, because I always believed that God was Canadian. So she was the absolute right choice.
Well, you're speaking my language, my friend. I'm an American citizen now, but dual citizen. And Kevin Smith, this has just been totally delightful beyond I can even tell you. Thank you for all your amazing work. Let me give some plugs. Your Netflix show, Masters of the Universe Revelation, is streaming now. Your book, Kevin Smith's Secret Stash, will be released on September 14th. And then you've got Smodcastle, New Jersey's first theater to watch podcasts being recorded. Thank you for spending this time with me, and good luck with everything.
Smash, thanks for having. This was fun.